Hello everybody, I've received an email response from the Petitions UK Government and Parliament to the petition I signed, require labelling of beef and dairy from cows fed with additives to reduce methane. Here we go. Government responded, there are currently no rules requiring meat or dairy products to be labelled with details of animal feed, and the government has no plans to introduce any. Thank you for your petition requesting labelling on beef and dairy products from cows fed with additives to reduce methane. Feed additives have no effect on milk and help tackle climate change. This in turn means that the likelihood of extreme weather events such as floods or extreme heat or fires is lessened. DEFRA considers that methane suppressing feed products are an essential tool to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in the agricultural sector. We are committed to working with industry to stimulate the market and encourage uptake of these products. Methane suppressing feed products, MSFPs, are an innovative group of products which reduce methane emissions from ruminants. They can be natural, e.g. seaweed derivatives, or synthetic, e.g. calcium nitrates or 3-NOP. All authorised feed additives have undergone the Food Standard Agency's FSA and Food Standard Scotland's FSS rigorous safety assessment. The assessment is part of the Regulated Products Authorisation Risk Analysis process, which ensures products are safe and appropriate for the UK market. This process ensures that dairy produce from animals fed MSFPs is safe to consume. At present, there is one FSA-approved methane-suppressing feed additive on the UK market, 3-NOP or Bovaer. It's the only high-efficacy feed additive delivering about 30% methane reduction to have received FSA approval for use in lactating ruminants and ruminants for reproduction, fed in accordance with manufacturer instructions. 3-NOP Bovaer is fully metabolised by the cow and was not detected in milk in studies considered by the FSA and FSS. There are currently no rules requiring meat or dairy products to be labelled with details of animal feed, and there are no plans to introduce any. Businesses are able voluntarily to differentiate their brand by providing details of production methods, but mandatory labelling could result in significant costs being passed on to the consumer. Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. Now, what do you think of that? The Petitions Committee will now take a look at this petition and its response. They can press the government for action and gather evidence. If the petition reaches 100,000 signatures, the Commons will consider it for a debate. The committee is made up of 11 MPs from political parties in government and opposition. It's an entirely independent of the government. Find out more about the committee at such and such. I'm sorry, I've not read that very well. My eyesight is terrible. I couldn't print it out because the printer is bust. But basically, if the petition reaches 100,000 signatures, the committee will consider it for a debate. Well, that's very kind of them. But you see, the government don't really care, do they? What goes in our food? If you think that babies and children could be consuming something containing a toxic chemical, we know already the risks of using Bovaer feed. 3-NOP is potentially toxic, and a high degree of health and safety where and practices must be used in order to even give it to the cows. And if any of you don't know, it looks like cocaine. It looks exactly like cocaine. And they haven't got any long-term studies. And the few trial data that are available shows that not all the cows survived in the preliminary trials, and it can cause infertility and eye problems and all sorts of other things, including skin problems as well, and worse. And a couple of the cows at least passed away. Would it also really bother us if we had to pay more for labelling of food? I think most of us would prefer to know what was in our food rather than any cost, which should be small based on economies of scale due to more labelling. It's only a few more words after all, isn't it? Am I right? Anyway, what do you think of that response? I find it rather frustrating. Anyway, do comment, let me know your thoughts. And with respect to the government, ruminant animals only contribute 0.4% or even lower to the carbon emissions of the planet. Cars, trains, buses, aeroplanes and jet planes all contribute way significantly more. And I will see you again soon for the next one. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.